Hey guys, it's your girl Jackie from Miami, and I'm here with another video. Thank you for stopping by my channel. But so yeah, this one is like a Christmas tag slash story time slash boozy milkshake, you know. Got a little something, something. And I also have, okay, before we even start, I have some brownies that my sister made me. Her Instagram page is it's so good underscore, and she made me red velvet brownies for my video, so just to get in the Christmas spirit, Santa baby. But yes, so this story is about, come a little closer, this story is about the cheater who stole Christmas. Yes, you are hearing me right, the cheater who stole Christmas. And so let's are you ready? I'm not, but let's get into it. Cause so yes, um, how did it start? Okay, so I have this homeboy. It was his birthday because his birthday's in December. We'll name the homeboy Party Hat because he's always with the vibes. But so yes, so he invites me to his birthday situation that's happening at this lounge. And we're in Miami, so it's like a lot of clubs, a lot of lounges, places that you could just vibe and relax. And so, I'm coming here with my best friend and my other friend, and we basically, okay, this, first of all, this story takes place last December, so December 2019. So he's celebrating his birthday, he invites us out. We get there, I'm wearing my all black, I'm looking cute, my black mini dress, you can't tell me nothing, as if you ever could. And, I'm just peeping the scene because, you got to be aware of your surroundings at all times. And so we get there, we get to the VIP section, we're chilling, they start to pour drinks. The thing is, last December, I couldn't drink at all. Like, I couldn't drink any alcohol. And so I'm sitting there ready knowing, like, dang, what am I going to do? Because I don't want to be that person who's wasting people's, like, stuff that people pay for, but at the same time, no is no. And so my best friend's like, oh, I'll just drink it. So I let her drink it. And so, mind you, I can't drink, and my friend who's sitting next to me can't drink. But my best friend, she's like, she could do whatever she wants to do. So every time they pour us a drink, we just keep on passing it to her. But it's just like, okay, maybe it's too much. So by the second drink, we're like, we can't drink no more, but thank you. And so we go to the bathroom because the thing about my best friend, she'll be drunk, but she's normal. It's not until you get to the bathroom that you see, like, she will tell you out of her mouth, like, I'm not okay. So we get to the bathroom. Ooh, shaking the table. We get to the bathroom, and she's like, Jackie, I can't drink anymore. I drunk too much. And then my friend, I don't really want to say names because it's like, I don't know, like, do you want to know? Do you want people to know? But yeah, so my friend, she's like, oh, I have work in 3 hours. We have to go. And it's, a part of me is like, dang, girl, like, why was you out at this time if you know you have work at 3? I personally can't do it. I'm not a spring chicken, so I can't bounce back like I used to. But yeah, so I'm like, girl, like, let's go. It's okay. So we're leaving. Oh, I lied. Before that happens, my best friend, she already lets me know that she's drunk. So, obviously at this point, she's had her limit. Let's cut it. But then my ex walks in and he's sitting across from me. And it's really awkward because we haven't talked in years. So my best friend is drunk. And I think the song by Big Sean came on, that I don't F with you. And so, being that's my best friend, she's going to ride for me even in times where she doesn't necessarily have to. But then my other friend, she's just as crunk as her. So I'm like, yo, like, why are we doing this? What is the issue? What is the reason? And so, they're like, they're dancing in his direction, but they're not necessarily like pointing at him or addressing him. But the energy is giving very much, I don't F with you. And so I'm so embarrassed because he's staring at me, and I'm like, well, at the end of the day, when you play a queen, you gotta expect her fellow queens to get ready for war, and that's just how we're coming. I'm sorry to say, but I'm not sorry actually. So fast forward, we have to go because friend to the right has to go to work in a few hours. And so we're leaving. I'm walking my best friend to the car because at this point she's like not feeling well at all. And so I'm trying to get her inside the car. You know how you just feel somebody walking behind you? I see this guy in my peripheral, at the corner of my eye. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm friendly, but I don't like for people to feel like they can play with me. So I'm just like, yes, like, why are you following me? And he tells me, oh, he saw me in the club. And I'm like, so you left the club to follow me for okay. But yeah, he's talking to me and he's like, oh, I saw you, you're so cute. And I'm like, okay. So we exchanged numbers and he texted me as soon as I got home and he's just telling me how pretty I am and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's cool, thank you. I mean, thanks. So what happens? So we're talking, we're texting. He's getting to know me. I'm getting to know him. He seems like a really good guy. He seems like a really cool guy. But I don't know. It's just, I'm not feeling that, that it thing that needs to happen. And honestly, I'm at a point, especially at that time, I was at a point in my life where I wasn't looking for anything. I don't even think I went on a date the whole year up until this point. So he hits me up, and one thing I liked about him was he was very straightforward. He wasn't somebody who was, what you doing me to death. He was like, do you want to go on a date? I was like, of course. Like, I love dates. I like experiences. So all of a sudden, he hits me up. He's like, let's go out. Mind you, before that, he was asking all the right questions. I even told him about my podcast. Like, no guy has expressed so much interest into my podcast as much as he did. To this day, like, nobody has been that interested. So I was like, okay, this is somebody who I feel support from. I don't have to worry about, like, explaining my creativity to him. He just gets it. And it was refreshing, to say the least. So all of a sudden, he hits me up. He's like, let's go on a lunch date. I've never been on a lunch date. It's always been nighttime. So I was like, okay, this is really, in all forms of the word, different. So he picks me up. Mind you, I'm wearing like jeans and a cute top and heels because if I can't wear heels, I'm not going, period. But no, like if I had to wear sandals, I would have. But I was going to wear heels because it's our first date. Like, what the heck? So, what happened? So he picks me up and he smells so good. Like, oh my God. Nothing better than somebody who smells good. So he picks me up. We're driving. Mind you, when it comes to Miami, there's certain places that you go to for a date in general, just because of the scenery, the aesthetic, the whole vibe, the cuisine, everything about the restaurant is pointing to a certain city or area of the city. So when you think about going to restaurants in Miami, you think of Aventura, you think of, well, at least a little close to my area, lunch dates. You would think of Pembroke Pines, somewhere in that area, downtown, Brickell, something cute, something nice. This is a first date, we're grown, you're trying to impress me. We start driving that 183rd. So let me tell you about 183rd. There's places and then there's places. And 183rd, when you're driving down 183rd, is giving very much residential. It's giving very much, oh, I got to stop by my homeboy's house. It's giving very much, do you need something from the gas station or from Publix? It's not giving, we're going on a lunch date. So I'm thinking driving down 183rd, he must be taking some type of long way or, taking a route to Aventura. Because honestly, I don't even remember what we text about, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like if a guy's trying to impress you, he should take you somewhere nice, or at least somewhere that is different, not the regular chain restaurants that you would see or that you would go with your best friend during happy hour. You get what I'm saying? So we're going down 183rd, and I know this route very well because this is the area that is close to my job, or my last job. All of a sudden, I see strip clubs. And 183rd residential gas station strip club. Residential gas station strip club. And so I'm like, oh, look at Tootsie's. But in my head, I'm like, oh, Tootsie's. We start to pull into Tootsie's. And I'm like, huh? You taking me to a strip club? Huh? And so I don't know. I'm not going to sit and act bougie because one thing about it, strip clubs do have the best food, but you don't take somebody to a strip club, a titty bar, for a first date. Like, who does that? And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. And you know how it's like the benefit of the doubt is a rope, and then you just run out of the rope. The rope is gone. We're in the parking lot, and I'm one thing about it. You ain't gonna embarrass me. I'm gonna go with the flow. So I kind of like pause as he parks the car, and maybe he thinks, oh, she's waiting for me to open the door. No, I'm waiting for us to go to the restaurant because you said we're going to a restaurant. You didn't say a strip club. Unless I'm crazy, it's been a year, but unless I'm crazy, you said we're going to a restaurant. But whatever. We get inside Tootsie's. You see women, exotic dancers. I guess that's the politically correct term. You see them walking around. And they're looking at me, I'm looking at them, they're looking at me, I'm looking at them, they're looking at me. You're not getting any money from me. I don't got it. This is not, I didn't plan on it. I don't particularly desire your entertainment at this time, or any time for that matter. But I support your hustle, but I don't got it. I don't know why everybody's staring at me. So we get seated by the bar, and I'm already thinking, like, I already can't drink, but whatever. Like, I'm going to just say that I can't drink. Like, it's not going to hurt. So he starts to order himself a drink, and then he tried to order me a drink first. And that's when I looked to the bartender, and I was like, oh, I'll take a water with light ice and a lemon wedge, preferably. And she's looking at me, I'm looking at her, she looking at me, I'm looking at her. Y'all don't drink water? Like, and so all of a sudden he's like, you're not drinking? I said, to be honest, I'm not really in a mood to drink. I didn't feel the need to go into detail of why I'm not drinking. It's just I don't feel like drinking. Are you going to shoot me because I don't want to drink? I don't want to drink. And so I go to the food menu, and I think I ordered like some pasta, because one thing about your girl has the pasta. So I ordered my pasta. I should have ordered 2 things since you were so pressed to have me drink. But I just ordered pasta, and that pasta was so good. So mind you, he starts to drink his drink, and then he orders another one. And I'm like, okay, we'll take it easy. Because I don't know what you got going on, but I don't got time for sloppiness. Like, that's not what I'm already. Oh, okay. So then that's when he goes to the bathroom, and mind you, I'm looking around. I just see a bunch of old men with, like, the girls, the exotic dancers. I don't want to say girls, but the exotic dancers. And I'm just like, they looking at me like, girl, what you doing here? Because I just look so out of place. I just looked out of place. And so he comes back. I don't know if he had another shot waiting for him in the bathroom, but he comes back and he's a little woozy. I'm like, whoa, slow it down, partner. We haven't even ate. And so, what happens? So that's when he freaking starts rubbing my leg, and I'm like, are you rubbing my leg? So he's rubbing my leg, and I'm just looking at him like, I kind of like slowly move his hand off, and I don't know, he's asking me questions, and I'm just trying so hard not to laugh because when I'm uncomfortable, I have to laugh. Like, I'm so sorry, but I have to laugh. And so, excuse me. Ooh, that milk. Charles, that means it's time for another sip of this milkshake, honey. Get you some. I don't know if I said it, but it got a little bit of it's red velvet Baileys and ice cream. It's the whole video. I think I want to make a reel on Instagram. And so, the food was good. I'm not gonna lie to you. But he's asking me questions. He's asking me when was the last time I was in a relationship, and I was like, it's been a long time. It's been a couple of years actually. And he's like, so okay, so this is the part where I freaking lose it. He was like, so how do you satisfy yourself? And I'm like, I do what makes me happy. And that was legit my answer. I do what makes me happy. Like, what do you mean? But he meant in a sexual way, and I'm just like, okay. He just keeps asking me a bunch of questions because I guess he's trying to get flirty with me, but it's like, it's really forced. Like, he doesn't even have like the sauce. He doesn't have like, ooh, yeah, I'm feeling you, we feeling each other. It's more like you're feeling me and I'm feeling this food, this spaghetti, this pasta that's in front of me or whatever. So we start to wrap up the date. I don't know if he drinks some more, but I guess he kind of got the vibe like, wow, like she's really not feeling me. It wasn't even necessarily him because honestly, he was a nice guy. He was a cool guy, but it's not giving what it's supposed to give. And he's just doing too much. He's touching on me. I'm a very inside my bubble type of person. And it's like, I had to show him, yeah, you are feeding what's inside this bubble, but that doesn't mean you could just be inside my bubble. Like, just like I have my own shadow, you have your own shadow. Stay in your skin, sir, because you're doing too much. And it's not even given that. Like, it's not even that type of vibe because it's already awkward. And I feel like even the bartender can sense, like, boy, like, you're doing way too much. And so he was just asking me a bunch of nonsense questions, and I was just ready to go, to be honest. So after that, we get ready to head out. He texts me home, and he's texting me. And honestly, I wasn't all the way turned off. No, I lied. We get to my house. He's dropping me off, and he kind of leans in for a kiss, and I move, but it's just out of habit. Like, whoa, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And honestly, if it was a vibe, I'm not gonna lie to you. If it was something that I was really comfortable, maybe. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably wouldn't have. But I don't know. Like, what's the rush? Maybe I don't know. Maybe people are just different from me. Maybe I live in La La Land, but I just feel like if it's not that type of moment, why force it? So he drops me off, and he's like just telling me how he can't wait to see me again. I'm like, I don't know, like it didn't was the date like that for you? And so he texted me or whatever, and we continue texting because I'm not all the way turned off. It's just like maybe we need to get to know each other more because maybe I haven't really shown you a part of me. I don't know. Maybe you're not really getting the type of girl that I am. I'm not that type of girl. Like, don't ever in your life play yourself. And I feel like I should have let him know right on the spot. But that's a part of growth. Like, you don't know until you, like, figure out the words to say and how to just get in the habit of processing what you want to say and how you feel at the right time. So, all of a sudden, there's like an emergency meeting at my church. Yes, your girl goes to church. Don't ever play yourself. And so I get to church, and he's still texting me, but then I noticed that he's doing this weird thing. Like, he keeps calling me mama. And I don't know if this is a normal thing, but I've never had a guy call me mama. And so I'm like, I don't know if it's like because, he's I don't want to say fresh off the boat, but he hasn't been here for that long. He hasn't been in the States for that long. But I'm just like, mama, mama, mama. Like, what tone did you? Mama, mommy. And so he calls me mama, and I'm not gonna lie, like, when once I'm turned off, it just leads to a lot of strings, a lot of things that are turning me off. Because if you turn me off once, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna turn me off again, and that really turned me off. And so, being that I'm in church, I'm like, okay, let me stop texting him. Because, but before that, earlier that day, he's texting me, and every time I send a message, it's saying not delivered. And the only time that happens is when there's a big event going on, because there's a stadium by where I live. And so I'm thinking, like, but then when I send somebody else a message, it's delivering. So I'm like, what's really tea? Like, God, is this you trying to tell me something? And so I keep sending him messages. I even, to the extent where I called him and I was like, I don't know what's going on with my phone. Like, I'm sending messages and it's not going through. It's saying not delivered. And so, I just, just to give him a heads up, like, I'm not ghosting you. It's just literally my phone is not, my messages are not being delivered to you. Okay, so I'm sitting in church, and then I think I went home to, like, grab some stuff, and then I came back. Because it was like an all-day thing. So I went home to grab some stuff, and then I came back. And I remember I have this friend who was telling me about a dermatologist. So I was like, let me check out this dermatologist because she keeps talking so much about it. I feel like I've been looking for a black dermatologist, especially up to that point. And so I'm going through her friends list because she told me that she follows a dermatologist. This is a type of person who does like testimonies and stuff. So he follows most of his clients. So I'm going through her followers list and I see this guy that looks so familiar. And I'm like, that profile picture looks so familiar. So I click on it. Girls and boys, are you listening? Are you listening? What do you think happened next? I find his profile. Mind you, I'm not the type of person to go deep sea diving into your Instagram unless, I don't know, it just didn't come up in conversation. So I'm on his profile. And you know how you see, before you click on the picture, you see like the grid of all the pictures. It's giving very much family. It's giving more than one child. And I'm thinking, there's no way, because you've been talking to me every day, nonstop. Like, not even, to the extent that I was like, do you really have a job like you say you do? Because you texting me round the clock. Like, you clocked in, you clocking out. So, what's really tea? So, I see his profile, I see one child, and I see another child, and I see what presumes to be a wife. And I'm like, nah, you ain't played a kid. Ain't no way you played the kid like that. Like, come on, man, you ain't played a kid like that. The kid was playing. We were definitely playing hide and go seek, clearly, because I wasn't seeing what he was hiding. Hello? And so, yeah, I click on the pictures and I see like he legit has a family, like a family. And I'm just so disgusted. Like, you took me to get, first of all, you already took me to the place you took me, but I ate my favorite food with you. Like, I'm disgusted. So yeah, like, he turns out he has a whole family, but to make matters even more disgusting, the most recent child had to have just been born 2 weeks before he took me on the date. I'm talking about, when the baby's so fresh, the baby head you got to support the head because the head can't be held up by itself. The baby was fresh. The baby was giving. You ever been to Cheesecake Factory? The brown bread next to the brown bread with the, I don't know if it's grains. It was giving fresh out the stove, and I was just so disgusted. Like, you really sat here with a newborn baby and you were trying to what? You were trying to kiss me? You trying to kiss me? You trying to kiss me? The same lips that you kiss your wife who kisses her baby who she breastfeeds. So you're trying to breastfeed me? Like, what were you trying to do? I'm trying to understand. And so, yeah, I was just really disgusted because people play too much. You say, hey, you try to get to know me. And honestly, I'm not even upset because that's what people do. People play games, but don't ever play with me. And honestly, I feel like that's why I was seeing all those signs, especially with the messages not being delivered, when I never have that issue. And I don't know, like, you know how sometimes your spirit is just restless, like you know how you try to go with the flow, and your body is, everything is just not flowing. It wasn't flowing, and I feel like I kept on trying to like question it, especially since it's like, dang, Jackie, you haven't been on a date all year. Like, try to get to know somebody, come out your comfort zone. But there's a reason why I was not flowing with him, because he's already flowing with somebody else, and who knows how many people he's dealing with if he's doing this to his wife, like, and his newborn baby and his other child. So yeah, I was really disgusted. I'm so happy that it didn't go further than what it went, and luckily I don't know, I feel like it was a blessing that I wasn't caught up in a situation. My feelings didn't get tied to whatever BS he had going on. But yeah, like, it was honestly just so disgusting. And I remember um, when I pulled up to church, my friend pulled up, and since I saw him in her, what you call it? Since I saw him in her friends list, I was like, "How do you know this guy?" And she was like, "How do you know him?" And I'm like, we met at a party." And she's like, "Oh, that's my she said that was a relative to her or whatever." And she's just like, "Why did he what did he do?" And it was pointing in the direction of, this is not his first go round. And so she was telling me how he's a serial cheater, he's always cheating on his wife. She was like, "He just had a baby." And I was like, "Yeah, tell me about it," because I saw it, like. And I was just even more disgusted, because to be known for this, to have a reputation for cheating on your wife, like, do people even respect the sanctity of marriage anymore? Like, what is that? But yeah, honestly, I'm just happy it didn't get further than what it was. But yeah, he really tried to ruin the best time of the year. Like, Christmas is my favorite time. You see my shirt. But yeah, like, I was really blown by that, especially since that was my first and last date of the year 2019. And I just felt like I was on a break for so long. Like, let me at least entertain something. But that's why you don't entertain things, because when you entertain things, it leads you to clownery, buffoonery. And so I feel like what I just realized from that whole situation is not to rush into things, not to just do things for the sake of, well, I didn't do this all year, let me just go on a date. And sometimes you just gotta let the trash take itself out. I never confronted him. I never came at him on no rah-rah stuff, because it's like, I don't owe you anything. We're not dating. But we were getting to know each other, and it's just like, really, dude? Like, it had to have been 3 weeks that we were getting to know each other. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if it was that long. But it's just like, wow, you really try to play with me. Don't do that. Don't ever play yourself. Like, don't ever play yourself. But yeah, even my mom, she was like, "You should have cursed him out." I was screaming. I don't think you understand. When I saw this picture, I saw the baby. Poor that precious baby. The neck was just dangling like this, and you're out here, instead of you to be spending time with your child, you're out here doing God knows what. I was really like checking in with God, like, God, I don't know. And you know what's at the end of that sentence? No. So I just feel like everything happens for a reason. I learned my lesson. Like, stop forcing things. And you gotta, yeah, like I said, you gotta let the garbage take itself out. But yeah, this was my Christmas time, my first story time. I hope you found it entertaining, because it wasn't as entertaining as it is now. But sometimes you gotta laugh about it. You gotta laugh about it all the time. But sometimes it has to take a year. Merry Christmas. And let me know if y'all want some more story times, because this was actually more fun than I thought it would be. Santa baby, save the sable under the tree for me. All right, y'all. I'm going to eat some. Mind you, I'm lactose intolerant. But one thing about me, I live life on the edge.